Good. So the tower sector comes from the decoupling, from the separation of the mobile telecom infrastructure between the active part, which are the antenna, and the passive part, which are the towers. Okay? Split into two, a new sector, which is the tower company specialized operator, was created in the US first and in Europe 10 years ago. So we did several things. Point number one, we made available for the MNOs 43 billion. So we supported their CapEx program with capital that comes with a lower cost of capital because we're using infrastructure cost of capital. Yeah. This is point number one. Point number two, we are specialized in towers. So being specialized, our cost, operating cost is lower. And point number three is that we are for sharing. So when we have a tower, our tower is not for BT only or for Vodafone only or for...
And this is where it gets really interesting in this conversation as well, because you and I have talked many times over the years about the desperately difficult situation that the telco companies, including TI when you were there as well, have at generating the right kind of income off this enormous infrastructure that they have to create for the 21st century technology. We all know that the mobile operators have suffered when the content providers have made hay, and it's been great for them, and the mobile device sellers, they've made their money, the Apples of this world, but the operators have been stuck with huge cost but little profit as well. Do you think that's part of the key to unlocking the lock of profitability for your clients?
Absolutely, yes. The network in Europe are not like in the beginning of this century. So at the beginning of the century, Europe was really the place for the innovation and for the GSM technology, which is not the case today. If you want to see the really performing network, you have to go to Far East, Korea, China, Japan. Here there is where the really good networks are. The reason is what you just said. So the compression of the margin of the operators have somehow delayed part of the investment that are needed. So what's the solution? The solution is to share more. So instead of having 4 networks, we have you cannot have one network because of resiliency problems. So you have to, in any case, you need more than one network. Yeah. But you have to start consolidating and sharing. So this is a part of, because with a more shared network and with operators like us who are for helping the network sharing, you can have better coverage, better quality, better density, and with a reasonable amount of investment.
Yes, absolutely. And me from a journalistic point of view, you from a telecoms insider point of view, were thwarted and frustrated for years by European regulators, by European governments who said we need more competition. We can't have sharing, we can't have any of this kind of stuff, or we can't have more mega mergers. We need 5, 6 operators per region as well. Has this also solved the problem? And again, this is very important, and I'll get to the point about valuations of telecoms in a few moments' time, but has this solved the problem that the regulators have put in your way over the years? Or have the regulators changed as well? And actually their attitude now is, oh my goodness me, we need these telecoms companies to invest, ergo we need to let them share.
Well, I think that we have to be honest. The regulation in the first 20 years of this century was very much focused on keeping the consumer price low enough, cheap enough to be accessible. Possibly you will remember, we are young the same, so you will remember that at the beginning of the 2000, when you were roaming, you were switching off the roaming, otherwise...
Tell me about it.
You had to sell the car.
But you and I both remember dial-up, so exactly. We're all of a vintage.
Yeah, and so today, what is the problem today? The prices in Europe are cheap, I would say even too cheap. So what is needed now is a new wave of investment. In order to allow a new wave of investment, you need to make both the market more efficient, and you have to support the return on the investment. In order to do this, if you look at the example of the UK, the merger between Vodafone and Three has been approved, not introducing a new Maverick, but introducing very strong coverage and quality obligations on the new operator.
I was surprised.